African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 13th of November, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkiv direction inflicted defeat on the formations of the 113th, 120th Territorial Defense Brigades and the 5th Border Detachment of the Border Service of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Udy, Vilcha, Krasnokutsk, Odnorobovka, and Lipsy in the Kharkiv region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 110 servicemen, 3 vehicles, and 2 122mm howitzers D-30. A workshop for the production of unmanned aerial vehicles was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 28th, 43rd, 63rd Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 119th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Novoplatinovka, Zagrozovo, Petropavlovka in the Kharkiv region, as well as the Serebryansky Forestry. 7 counterattacks by the 14th, 53rd Mechanized and 77th Airmobile Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy lost up to 500 servicemen, 3 tanks, 2 combat armored vehicles, 6 cars, a 122mm self-propelled artillery unit Gvozdika, 2 electronic warfare stations Anklavin and Kvirtis. 5 field ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved the position along the front line, defeated the formations of the 33rd, 54th, 56th, 81st Mechanized, 46th Airmobile, 79th Airborne Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Yantarnoy, Drushkovka, Dadlivka, Reznikovka, Privoli, Minkovka, Kurakovo, Dranovka, and Seversk of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy's losses amounted to 720 servicemen, 2 tanks, 8 vehicles, a 152mm self-propelled artillery unit Paladin and a 105mm gun M119 made in the USA, 4 122mm howitzers D-30 and 2 stations electronic warfare system Anklavin. 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued advancing deep into the enemy's defenses, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 100th Mechanized, 5th Mountain Assault, 142nd Infantry Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 101st Territorial Defense Brigade, the 1st and 18th National Guard Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Andreevka, Dzержinsk, Sherbanovka, Petrovka, Sokoyar, and Dimitrov of the Donetsk People's Republic. 10 counterattacks by the 42nd, 117th Mechanized, 152nd Jaeger Brigades, 49th and 425th Assault Battalions of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 35th Marine Brigade and the Light Assault Brigade of the National Police of Ukraine were repelled. The enemy lost over 480 servicemen, a tank, 3 armored combat vehicles, 7 cars, 2 152mm D-20 guns, a 152mm Stabi howitzer and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. Units of the East Military Group liberated the settlement of Rivnepil in the Donetsk People's Republic. The formations of the 33rd Mechanized, 128th Mountain Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 113th and 129th Territorial Defense Brigades were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Velika Novosyolka, Temirovka, Novodonetsk, and Zelenoy Pole of the Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks by assault groups of the 101st and 123rd Territorial Defense Brigades were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 150 soldiers, an armored personnel carrier, 7 vehicles, and a French-made 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Caesar. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 31st Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 124th, 126th and 129th Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Pyatykaki, Stepnogorsk in the Zaporizhia region, Mykolivka, Antonovka, and Shlyakovo in the Kherson region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 65 servicemen, 3 vehicles, a 122mm D-30 howitzer, and an Anklev electronic warfare station. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation damaged the infrastructure of military airfields, energy facilities used for the operation of enterprises of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine, as well as concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 139 districts. 3 French-made Hammer-guided bombs were shot down by air defense systems, a U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rocket system, and 85 unmanned aerial vehicles aircraft-type aircraft. Since the beginning of the special military operation, a total of 648 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 35,707 unmanned aerial vehicles, 585 anti-aircraft missile systems, 19,188 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,487 multiple launch rocket systems, 17,805 field artillery pieces and mortars, and 28,216 special military vehicles have been destroyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.